So by now, I'm sure that majority of the people watching this video will be aware of the new recent museum update in Hypixel Skyblock. It's got to be one of the most controversial updates that's actually released on the main server in a long time. I heard that people in Hub 1 were rioting. I might have missed it. Anyway, for those of you who don't know basically what's changed, I probably watched my previous video. It kind of is going to explain it a lot more in detail, but I'll give you a brief overview. Like I said, the main area of the game that's been affected is the museum. The museum rewards have basically changed to a point where they've got a new museum milestone system, which has changed the way that you basically gain bonus bits and also bank interest, along with adding an auction bid limit. For instance, if you want to purchase items on the auction house that are worth over 200 million coins, you have to have museum rank 5, which is, well, the equivalent of 500 XP in your museum. Something else that is notable is the fact that, well, each weapon now gives different XP based on the difficulty of actually obtaining that weapon. Or item for that case, or armor, not just weapons. In a nutshell, that's what's happened, but if you want to know, maybe a little bit more in detail, watch my previous video. Also, if you look on the AH for like golden and diamond dungeon heads, you won't find them because they're now co-op soulbound. Anyway, for this video, this is all besides the point. This is the way Skyblock is right now. Whether it's going to be changed or not because of all the backlash it's got, I don't really know. But for the purpose of this video, I hope it's not changed. Not saying that I think it's a good change, I'm saying for the purpose of what I'm about to do, I hope this is not changed. You see, I'm lucky enough to have majority of the items that I really need at the moment. I don't really need to buy much, realistically. And in fairness, compared to other people, my museum milestone isn't actually that bad. I'm museum milestone 13, and if we take a look, I can basically buy items up to 1 billion coins on the auction house. That comes with museum milestone 11. But what this means is if I wanted to go out and buy this Hyperion, I simply wouldn't be able to do it, because this is almost 2 billion coins worth of Hyperion, of course with Wither Impact. If I wanted to buy this, I'd need museum milestone 14, which requires me to donate more to my museum. Now, I've got to say, I'd say the best change for players that have been playing the game for a while and pretty consistently is if you go over to your booster cookie menu, you should probably have quite a lot of bits available. Now, I think I had about 220k, and I've already basically claimed a decent amount of bits because I've been playing a decent amount recently. But if you've consumed a lot of booster cookies over the years, these bits available are retroactive, meaning that I know of people who have over 1 million bits available, which is worth over 1 billion coins, which is completely free. Now, there's a couple of good and a couple of bad things that come out of this. Well, first of all, the price of items that are bits dependent are going to drop. The reason for that is because there's a massive influx in people with a ton of bits. Now, this might just be the time of day, because it's a bit of a strange time where there's not a lot of people on Hypixel at the moment. Well, for instance, the cheapest God Pot at the moment is less than 2 mil. Now, granted, if I went to buy this, it's probably already sold. But these usually sit at about 2.5, 2.4. Now, like I said, this might just be the time. But if there's less people online, in theory the price should be higher because there's less people wanting God Pots. But, anyway. It's hard to predict with God Pots, they get people undercut each other really quickly, but I would say that this is pretty low. Kismets are still pretty high because it's Paul, but I think you'll see in the next week probably even more of a drop in the prices of all of these items. This means that, well, you might be thinking, well, this is a bit of a scam, I've got all of these bits, but now they're worth way less money. But at the same time, without this update, you wouldn't have these bits. So anything you gain from it is a bonus. Anyway, I thought I'd just use this video as an excuse to soulbound items. Items I don't really want to soulbound, but if the game is going that way, then the game is going that way. Yeah, so this is going to hurt. Now, before we go any further, at the moment we're actually trying to beat the population of Andorra with subscribers. So once we get 80,000 subscribers, we're going to visit Andorra and we'll be able to claim that we have more subscribers than the population of the country. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to do so to make it happen. If you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS, it gets yourself 5% off. You should also join the Discord server, it's linked in the description of this video. We offer slayers and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. Okay, well I actually don't really need much at all to get to the next museum rank, but I want to see what's the next one where we gain 5 bill auction house limit, and that's museum milestone 17. That means we need to deal another What do we? How much do we need to soulbound? Well, that's another 30, 130, 120, 2. So it's going to be like 330 XP worth of items. And I don't know if I really want to do that, but we'll see how far we get. You know, if I want to go out and treat myself to a second Hyperion, then I want to be entitled to do it. And at the moment, I can't. I guess I could buy the handle and then the scroll separately, but it's not the same. Plus, for other items, you simply can't do that. Alright, so they've added quite a few new cheap items, which we're going to go ahead and get and put them in our museum. The one thing I will say is that, of course, now all of these items are going to give, well, low XP, considering that's the way they've changed it. It's better than nothing. Now, the first item it's going to want everyone to donate is a Celeste Wand. The 5,000 coins from the NPC, and the 100k on the AH, because people are simply taking them from the NPC and listing on the AH, preying on people not really knowing how to get one. So don't buy one off the AH, because you're going to get absolutely ripped off. I would say a lot of people have made a ton of money from this update. I know that for a fact, because a lot of new items have gone into the museum, meaning that people need to buy them, meaning they've gone up in price. Also, a lot of the items that were already in the museum, that were relatively cheap to get, have gone up in price as well, because everybody is doing the museum at the moment. Which has caused a lot, literally so many items, mainly weapons and swords and, you know, armor to go up in price, which is crazy. The next item I want you to buy is the Squire Sword as well. A Squire Sword which you can also buy from this NPC, so don't buy it off the AH. Once again, it's 5k, and I've just checked the lowest bin is over 200k. You can definitely see just from those two main examples how people are making a lot of money. The next items it asks for is all of the armor sets from the same NPC. The Rosetta armor, the Squire armor, and so on. So the Rosetta armor is really cheap. They're all really cheap from this NPC, if I'm being honest. Same with the Celeste armor. And I believe it was the Starlight set as well. I could be completely wrong. Was wrong, it's the Squire armor. Why these pieces cost nothing and people are selling them for a lot more. Anyway, I'm just going to start donating. Am I missing something here? Heat armor. Hardstone. Hardstone. Hardstone collection. Heat armor. I cannot craft this. What? Ah, okay. The crafting recipe is actually different. Cool. Am I really paying 400k for miner boots? I'm not doing that. Honestly, at the moment, people crafting this armor set, you might... I mean, if you really have nothing better to do, and I really doubt it, and I think there's probably many better things you can do for money right now revolving around this new update, such as crafting items and stuff like that. You could literally just grind these, because these are 400k a piece when you get these armor pieces at the moment. Yeah. I don't know about it, but I don't know how well they sell, but that's the bottom line. No, we got the set. That was, I mean, it might save us a bit. Okay, we've got a few more items to put in. Armor. Let's see how much XP we have to claim. Oh wait, did we level up? That doesn't really make a difference, actually. Wow, we got barely any XP. We can get an aspect of the Jerry in there. I think we should definitely do that. I gotta try and source Jerry. The amount of people asking how do you craft an aspect of the Jerry? Do Jerry spawn eggs? But how do you get the Jerry spawn eggs? Well, we move Jerry and we get a Jerry spawn egg. How'd you get a second one? Wait. How'd you actually get a second egg? Because he won't give you... Yeah, I'm sure we'd figure it out eventually, but luckily for me, I've got an arsenal of aspects of the Jerrys in my vault, as everybody should. That's always a dub. Another 1 XP. Alright, we need a Ghoul Buster. I honestly didn't know this thing existed. I don't know whether it's worth it, because I've got a feeling this is massively inflated at the moment. The raw craft is 18 mil. Why don't we just craft it? Yeah, I think we paid like 20 mil, and these are selling for 28 mil, so this is another money making. This is what I mean. Everything makes so much money at the moment because people are just buying stuff with AH and not checking the craft price. We can just craft that for, I think, just less than 20 mil and just donate it and saved ourselves 8 mil. Gives us 4 XP, so that's, you know. What's next? Aurora Staff now. I know these are massive. I know these are inflated as well. Okay, it's not the worst. They're usually like a mil, so 3 mil's not the worst overpay in the world, I guess, but it's not ideal. But it's 5 Skyblock XP for 2 million coins or 3 million coins, which is actually quite good. A pumpkin launcher is 38 mil and a raw craft of 32. I'm getting to the point where I don't think there's any point me even doing this, you know? 6 Skyblock XP, I don't know. Apparently I've not soulbound a Bouquet of Lies, which, I mean, I'm going to do because I already have one. So it kind of makes sense, and it's a free 8 Skyblock XP. Because Bouquet of Lies is actually pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Now, something I am going to do that I've not done already is soulbound my Terminator. Now, I'm just not going to sell it. I think that's the bottom line, and I've had it for so long now. So let's see how much Skyblock XP we get from soulbinding our Terminator. 18, okay. Yeah, not the end of the world, to be honest. I would have liked to not soulbind it, and that's why I was saying at the start of this video, for the sake of what I'm about to do, I really hope they don't go back on this update, but at the same time I hope they do, because I think it's stupid. Not the whole update, just the bid limit. Let me make that clear. You can argue for everything else. You can argue, well, maybe this is good, but the bid limit just objectively isn't good. There'll always be a few people out there that'll be like, oh my god, well, you know, I've already got a 15 bill auction limit. Well, of course it's not going to be a problem for you then, is it? And it's trying to, you know, stop newer players from being able to just buy the way to the top. And I get that, but this is not the way to do it, and it doesn't scale. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling at this point, and we've got the 2 billion auction house limit. The real question is, now do I go further? Is there things that I can get for cheap that can just go straight into the museum? Well, let's see. So if we donate titanium equipment, we also get the completion for mithril equipment, which is going to give us 7 Skyblock XP in total. So we're going to see how much that actually is. Right, about 12 mil later, I've just bought them. Honestly, probably been a bit ripped off there, but I'm going to just do it. Something we can do is buy a clean Daedalus axe, and then donate it. Lowest bin is 10 mil. How much Skyblock XP was it now? Let me actually double check it. I'm not actually sure how much it's going to give. Maybe we should actually click on weapons first. I don't know. I'm just going to donate it anyway. Make sure it's not this one. This one, okay. 10, that's not bad. 10 mil for 10 Skyblock XP is actually quite good. You can still find some decent deals. Like, that is a good deal. Alright, we've spent probably the best part of 100 million coins, maybe about 90 mil on 4 items. Those 4 items are Gemstone Gauntlet, Soul Whip, Sword of Revelations, and also an Ice Spray Wand. Now, I bought them all from the AH, all lowest bin, and I've probably ended up losing and giving maybe the best part of 9, maybe 8 or 9 mil to people who are flipping. But it is what it is, and sure, let's go ahead and soulbind all of these items and see where this takes us to. What are the kind of figures we were getting? 8 Skyblock XP, 8, 7, 8, not bad. Not as good. The Daedalus actually is good value for money at the moment. This is what I mean. This is what I mean at this point. When you get higher up there, I mean, sure, I have a 2 billion limit, so it's not the end of the world now. But I've just spent like basically 100 mil. To be honest, in this whole section, you know, not taking into consideration the Terminator, I've spent way over 100 mil, and we've gained like barely 100 XP from it. It's just not a lot. But it's definitely going to get substantially harder now because I've basically just done all the cheap ones. All the ones that I probably should have already done, realistically. Now when we're looking, the cheapest one I can put in is the Pumpkin Launcher, which is 38 mil, and it only gets more expensive from there. Yeah. In fairness, there's probably quite a few armor sets we can put in. I'm just going to get a load together and put them in at once. Oh my god. The party equipment. What happened? 23 mil. Oh. Yeah, should we buy a party cloak? It's 60 mil. I think we'll skip that one for now. I mean, even the Seymour armor has got up in price, but it's still kind of free, so it's not too bad. It still hurts to buy. You know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to soulbound all this stuff. What is the point? How is Berserker armor giving you 14 Skyblock XP? Shimmering light armor. This gives a lot of Skyblock XP. So what's the catch? Why is it so expensive? I know why it's so expensive. It's because people are obviously obtaining it and then selling it. It's the weird armor that's crafted with the weird things that you can drop. Those little flying things from above the Mushroom Cows in the Crimson Isles. Okay. Yeah, this is just giving me a headache at this point. I don't want to donate anymore. Why are we being forced to do this? I just don't get it. Okay, I'm close to the next one. I'm gonna get this. Okay, I need 19 XP. Oh, I really should have looked at rarities. Wow, this might be the easy bit, honestly. Not a lot of it doesn't really give much XP, but still. Ah, huh. No, you've not seen me do this yet, but okay, hear me out. For one reason or another, we can donate the black belt, and for one reason or another, I may have a black belt. You'd be surprised that I have a black belt, but I actually do. You'll probably find out why I have that black belt in the next few weeks when I finally get around to completing that video. I think I actually did Ditto Blob it, but I can fight for 6 mil. Okay, whatever. 6 mil. Okay, there we go. That's a lot of XP. 22 Skyblock XP if you have a black belt and you haven't donated it. The no-brainer. Oh, that actually took us over to the next milestone. You know what? In the rarities section, I feel like that's where you can make up a lot of ground. Because a lot of these things you probably already have, but you just don't realise. Like a pest vest, and that's 4 XP. I mean, that's not too bad. Pelt belt, 4 XP. I'm going to stop there. I've spent way too much money. I did this video more as a bit of a joke, because it just shows how much you really have to spend just to gain, you know, marginal bits of XP. Just to be able to list items for... Oh, buy items, sorry, for more of the AH. It's such a silly change, and I hope they do revert it. I have sold my Terminator, and to be honest, I was probably going to do it anyway. I've had it for probably 2 years and not sold it, and I'm not going to sell it. So really the Terminator doesn't matter. Everything else I've been able to spend, so it really doesn't matter. All this doesn't matter, but they should just revert the change. They really, that singular change, the update on the whole isn't bad. This change is bad. That's the bottom line. Anyway, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.